What's going on, everybody? My name is Lies of Keel, and welcome to Stories, the Path of Destinies. For some reason, I wanted to say Exiles, but it's Path of Destinies. This is an action RPG. It's story-based. It's really cool. I'm going to be honest with you. I have played a little bit of the game, about 30 minutes of the game. Had a slight recording problem, but I'm going to go ahead and replay the exact same way I did before. Here we're going to see the tutorial. It's going to make me delete my game, which is no problem.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Renard plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. Then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Bernardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Pagan toad killing people. Well, animal people. But it's not a good premise. Well, it's a good premise for a game. But never a good idea. And that's why we are going to hopefully stop him. We shall see. Loading screens are a little bit long. I still haven't decided if I'm going to cut them out or not. I guess it depends on if I'm actually got anything to say during them, which right now, I mean, you haven't seen any of the game yet, so there's really not much to say. But I will say that I really do enjoy the narrator. He has done a fantastic job.
Watching his city burn. Sorry, kid. Bernardo told the kid. Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone. My mother died for this book! I promised her I'd protect you. Ah, damn it. The kid had to run off. With the book, of course. So Bernardo had to run after him.
So, we are a fox man. He is, his name is Renardo. He used to be a pirate, it seems, is what they let on to be. We have to protect Peter.
Two ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner. Which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Bernardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't get that right. "For the Emperor!"
Self-deprecating humor. It's always good. But we're just going to kind of spread out our ability to attack onto multiple enemies. Now we can counter, which is a pretty useful thing. We'll wait for someone to do it, and then you just kind of drop them like that. And then you wait for someone to go for it. Looks like they're not gonna. There's the opportunity right there. And now we can put them down. Countering is extremely important in this game, from experience that I've had already. Which still isn't much.
A dropship flew overhead. Hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
Well, we will find out. Really pretty game. It definitely is a pretty game. It reminds me of Spyro. Yep. I'm not gonna... Oh, come on. Not fair. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Well, I will restart and cut to where we left off. Sorry about that. That was... Alright, so we are back where we left off, and we are going to... We already heard that. We're going to make sure that we run all the way through this and not get stuck in the wall. Can't believe that happened. Yep. The box for where the gate is should probably be tightened up. Where you activate the gate should be tightened up maybe a little bit. Probably doesn't happen very much. It was just unfortunate that I stopped right there. I didn't even use the grab.
The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels, or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere, and neither are you. Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero sword. And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts.
I'm going to take a guess and say that the rabbit might have jumped over it. So we have a conveniently placed chest with exactly the right amount of materials.
Wind essence?
Which is just
Sounds about right.
to go ahead and craft a hero sword. It's a sword of heroes. Hercules used it. Here we are. We're going to craft it. It looks badass. That's its amazing power, is it looks badass. At level 2, though, I didn't notice this before. It'll allow us to heal ourselves, so that'll be pretty nice, considering that I got hit in the tutorial and lost 20 HP. One hit took 20 HP, but that's all we can do for now. So we have now a nice sword. It does look pretty sweet, nice and shiny.
For settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she laughed at Renado's jokes, even when she knew he'd made one. And the Ravens had come to burn her. And she made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid.
She just kind of laid there and took it. Like, oh, you're here to burn me?
It was too far
Anyway.
to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. How'd you get across? He asked the kid.
He jumped.
I hopped, said the kid. White-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you! Q, said Renato. Ah, ravens.
Do ravens even eat rabbit? Not today.
It was time to talk some sense into the kid. He took his way across the ledge.
Combat takes a little bit getting used to.
The thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
Alright. So, we get to go ahead and get skills. All this is all locked below. It says that you need to reveal a truth. No idea what that is yet. But we can only get the hook, so there it is.
Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking.
Simple thing.
The more he'd probably remember.
Probably. That's the real key right there. But it's true.
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs. So the salesman told him.
My God.
Something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. Stop! He shouted.
Floating eyeball.
I'm not giving you the book! Shouted the kid, and took off. No! Peter! But the kid ran for
Peter
him,
Rabbit, get it?
and a goblet nailed him with its ivy.
So many references in this game. Peter Rabbit, and Star Wars reference, 12 furlongs, fastest ship you've ever seen, Millennium Falcon.
The book was unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes.
Another gooey pile.
Pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renato picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now.
Of
He
course.
was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
We can break these. Get some health back. Not that it matters. Yeah, so you got a Star Wars reference already. And after you already got a Star Wars reference, you also have a Peter Rabbit reference. And, oh.
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out.
Not to mention the Empire and the Rebellion.
All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur. And now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. Where are you running, rebel? Cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. Just going out for milk? Renato yelled back. Where can you run? Laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind it, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. Take us to the rebel base! I will spare your life! It called. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven. A sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Skyripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off. Not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Skyripper.
So, as I said at the beginning of the video, I already did play for this episode, and sadly I had an issue. So this is me repeating what I've already done. So I did pick to do the Skyripper before. The reasoning for that was to... it's one thing to save a friend, but this is kind of a really important thing where they did say, if you heard, that the rebellion fleet is just a little ways away from where the ships are, and so it's kind of put pressure that we gotta hurry to what we're trying to do. So the rebellion was out of time, and Renato needed a game changer. An ancient artifact that defeated the lost gods would indeed be a game changer. Though it was split into 2 pieces many years ago, Renato could rebuild it by first getting its armature. This is the path we're going to take.
Every child knew about the Skyripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
Alright, so
As
here
he
we
set
go.
foot in the island, Renato could not help but feel a tinge of guilt. He'd left Lapino behind. He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him. If they had, hadn't eaten him alive. Why had he chosen the Skyripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Skyripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
An old friend. It sucks. It does suck, and I'm sorry that I wasn't, that kind of... They're just chests. I did spend a little bit of time searching around in the first time I played through, and so I know that these are all here. We are picking up ore, and we picked up a fire essence and another wind essence. And so now we have some materials. Not enough to make anything, but some. So here we go, and yeah, we left a friend behind, but it's for the greater good. If he did manage to escape, then he escaped.
If I craft a sword now, it's going to be really short.
We don't have anything to craft. That thing on the ground is a teleporter. And so if we come over here, we can get another chest for a little bit more ore. And that will take us back to where we left. I'm sorry that now this doesn't seem so blind, but it was blind, and now it's not because I've done this. I've done this first little chapter, which isn't much, and now I'm just trying to get through it so we can continue on with this playthrough of stories. These guys are just on a patrol, and so they're one hit.
Oh, right. No one.
The puns in this game are fantastic, is something that I will say. There's a little wall here. We can't open that gate. We need the Void Sword. It's another sword we can craft. There we go.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls?
Probably.
The Skyripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands and thousands had died. But
We haven't
Renato
leveled
had
up.
three wars. The only merciful war was a short one.
I disagree. A short war means there was a victor faster, which means more people probably died in a really short period of time. Just as a common thing.
Hero. Hero sword. Ice wall. Ice cube.
So that's where they're leading us to believe that you need the different elemental swords to open up the different elemental doors, which is pretty easy to consider. Ow. There it is.
Renato ready to run faster, stronger, bolder. If only he could figure out which.
Can we not go back? There were crates that we could smash to get health back. Or pots. Oh, well, there's these. So we'll do that. Yeah, anything that highlights you can smash, just so that you know. But as I've only found health things this far into the game. I missed one. Oops. But I would assume that you might be able to find others. If we go this way, we will find a chest.
Once, Renato had opened a chest, and a Jack-in-the-Box jumped out. Jack-in-the-Boxes, they gave him the Wiggins.
The narrator changes what he says. That was something new. He didn't say that before when I explored this originally. So I did find this, and I was really glad that I did. The truth behind the Skyripper is shrouded in a thick fog. The most believable tale is that the Transcendent Emperor has used the Skyripper to banish Iblis. Then, the TE, Transcendent Emperor, buried the weapon and vanished. Was it a self-imposed exile to rid the world of its last divine presence, or was it the price to pay for using such a tremendous power? Could the Skyripper and Iblis have a deeper connection than just a weapon and its victim? My rituals will summon the Iblis Stone. Perhaps I should worry that they will also cause the Skyripper to resurface. If that is the case, I should spare no resources to find it. A weapon that can banish a god is an invaluable bargaining chip should the old ones decide to double-cross me. It is in their nature to try. But gods are predictable, and I can rely on that to always be one step ahead. Emperor Isengrim III, Secret Journal. That's the current Toad Emperor who wants to kill all the townspeople for his wonderful pagan rituals.
He had some way to break the ice. Or convince it he was a friend.
Which we do not. So, apparently it was that just made me think that I had made a better decision to go ahead and get the Skyripper because the evil Emperor wants it as well. And if we can rid him of that opportunity, then that is an advantage. To deny your opponent an advantage is the same thing as having an advantage yourself. Come out of nowhere. If you are not in their little vision thing, they do not see you. We're gonna go this way, slice and dice before it turns around, and slice and dice, and then these guys go in a circle, so just slice and dice. And I don't know if we're getting experience for it because it doesn't give me a battle report. But I'm going to kill them all because just in case. And now we're going to have a little fight here. You can stun multiple enemies. Boom. The grab is super useful. You can incapacitate 2 of them. Style was good. We got a nice style. Alright, and there's nothing over there. I don't believe there was anything over here. I think there's a... Yeah, okay, good.
Ah, a puzzle. We're not allowed puzzles. Except we couldn't figure them out. On the other hand, if there was a puzzle, it was probably meant to keep people away from something good.
Yes. That tends to be what they're there for. There's a fire door over here. You need the fire sword to be able to open it. I'm assuming that there are multiple playthroughs because there's no way that we could have the fire sword.
Huh? That was new.
And you just pull those 2, and you can't get it wrong unless you pull the same lever twice. So don't worry about it. And then over here is a chest. Fire essence, some more ore. We almost have enough to upgrade our sword, or make a new one. But I don't know why. It implies that we can get over there somehow because we can pull to this, but there's no way to go the other side, so whatever. I did notice that one interesting thing is if you watch as we run across the bridge, there's some rendering happening with the tiles as we walk over them. We did level up, so we can go ahead and get the dash. It is the only thing you can get at this point.
It's starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
The narrator says the same thing, which I thought was odd because it's so unique, it's so dynamic. We did pick up a dash, and now we can go ahead and do that little number. And here it is. This is the end.
There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers do it anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How is it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
This is officially as far as I did get into the game. I was intending on leaving it off here, which I am going to, but I will go ahead and read these choices. For some inexplicable reason, Renardo chose Zenobia. Renardo has found the armature of the Skyripper. Without the core, it would just be an empty and useless shell. Maybe he should go see Zenobia, who had just invaded a city nearby. She was the Emperor's adopted daughter and greatest general, but she was also his old friend. Renardo didn't know why, but he felt the urge to go see her. The only reason one would seek the armature was to build the legendary weapon that had once banished the lost gods. Obviously, Renardo should get the core. I think that getting the legendary weapon is possibly the best choice, and to take on her, she's killing people, and we only have half of a super weapon that would assist us. I think this is the route we're going to go, but I'm going to leave this episode here. We are out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and call this where we stop. That's pretty much all I already said. If you liked the video and you liked the game, go ahead and leave a comment, leave a like. If you have any suggestions, please leave a comment of what you think that what I should be doing or how I could be better. And if you really enjoy the content and you're going to be coming back, you might as well go ahead and subscribe, and it really would help me out, and